So hi everyone one more time, and I'm going to start sharing the screen with the agenda. All right, so we start from collecting notes from issue moderators from triage last week. I see it was Leo and Eugene. Is there anything you want to share?
Nothing on my end, Alex. Apparently, it was a quiet week. Yeah, that's what the stats are saying, at least. But yeah, nothing to report.
Nothing of importance. I didn't have a lot of time, just handled some issues that seem to be errors on user side.
Nice, then I think it's a good news. Less issues is better. Okay, so then we're done here, so we need to find moderators for next week.
I can be one of the moderators, either primary or secondary.
Mhm.
If there is somebody else that wants to be primary, I can do that. Otherwise,
Okay,
I'm the
I don't see you on the. Oh yeah, you're here.
yeah, I'm
Mhm.
yes, that one.
And you
I
already
can
made.
go for secondary.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
Cool.
So Marcus, actually, okay, let's say secondary for today. Thank you. All right, then we can move to topics. I see several pairs mentioned, so I'm going to start from the first one. I think it's Atif, so hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. If
Yeah, you're good.
here,
Yes.
can you please, do you want to present it? Describe what is it about?
Yeah, sure. I'll share my screen if,
Okay, I will. I think I have to stop sharing to let you share.
okay.
Mhm. Go ahead, please. Yeah, I stopped sharing.
Yeah, I need to allow it to
Mhm.
share.
All right.
Okay, I'll need to log out and come in again.
Sure, go ahead.
Can you see my screen?
We can see a Google Doc that says weekly.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Mhm.
So this proposal is for identifying a critical UI issue where users can accidentally delete child applications. I won't speak much on that. I'll show you on a demo after. So the current behavior is that from if you want to delete child
Sorry to
application,
interrupt you. I think we're still seeing just your Google Doc. Is that what you're presenting?
yeah,
The activity status report?
Yeah, probably different Google Doc. Also, a model page from Zoom. Okay, yeah, that looks.
Yeah, I see it.
okay, yeah. So the current behavior is that if you want to delete an application from resource page, right? Resource tree, it's being treated as a generic Kubernetes resources. Okay, so once you delete an application, it brings you a delete resource page instead of dialog, instead of delete resource, delete application. So to show you an example is I have an application here. Let's see. When you want to delete an application, it gives you a delete resource, right, instead of an application. And so there was an incident where a customer deleted an application thinking that it was a normal resource, and the repercussions were a little bit heavy from his side. So the initial proposal was to just fix the delete dialog and give the user a little bit more information of what they are doing. But it doesn't fix the underlying purpose and issue, and still leaves the rooms for errors, right? So the current proposal is what I kind of implemented was to use the same delete behavior that application list page uses. So when you delete an application, regardless of where you are, like on application list or on a resource tree, it gives you the same behavior where you check if the kind is of application and route to the delete application that already is there, whereas the API already takes care of um, like permissions. It will check if you have permission to delete the application, and that underlines with the current delete behavior where it makes it consistent, and also it preserves the same foreground, background, and orphan um, choices when you pick. So the benefit is it eliminates the inconsistency that we see if you want to delete an application versus when you want to delete a resource. And this is key where it prevents accidental deletion of child applications. And so it also leverages the existing backend logic because the backend already handles application deletion properly. And as I say, the delete API validates user permissions for all the applications, include the child application. So what you'll see is my thinking is for now at least we can add this to give the user the same like information. So something like this. Let me check out on. Okay, so when we go back here and you want to delete, let's say, an application, so you get the same delete behavior instead of delete resource, you get the delete, but now with a little bit more information that it tells you you're deleting a child application with a little bit extra information to show the user that you're deleting an application from a resource tree and the behavior is the same as when you're deleting on the application list page, right? And so this will preserve all the delete behaviors when on foreground or background or non-cascading, removing the incident error that happened earlier from one of the users or customers. And if you wanted to delete a resource, it gives you one extra line that it tells you you are about to delete a resource from a parent application resource tree. So ideally, the warnings or the note can be removed later once everybody becomes familiar with this new like enhancement. And kind of the visual representation is if the parent app has child applications, you'll get a child application delete note, right? And then if the resources, you'll also get that to show you that you're trying to delete a resource that belongs to this kind of an application. And more information, there's an issue that is on the upstream repo, and this is the PR that I created that is ongoing. And of course, we will also need to update the documentation because right now the documentation doesn't align with how the delete is uh, happening on if you want to delete the child application. Like the Argo CD documentation doesn't align with the Kubernetes documentation when you're trying to delete with non-cascading option. I think yeah, that's it for me.
I feel like I agree about the dialogue choice. I think it's for sure a good idea to show the proper dialogue. It will improve convenience.
Yeah.
And then I also feel like if user has access to manage resources of apps of anything in Argo CD namespace, that means this person is admin. And then I don't see a problem switching QI from delete resource API to just application delete API.
Yeah.
I think the danger is we might get some people who, for whatever reason, have access to the root application, but do not have access to actual applications that being created by this application. But I would say it's a misconfiguration.
Yeah.
That
Uh,
yeah.
It is protected by Argo though, right?
Mhm.
If you use so the like the what happened in that incident is that the user who, you know, they wanted to try and delete and have the app of apps recreate an application.
Mhm.
And so they chose that deletion in the resource tree, and they chose the orphan strategy, right?
Mm.
And they thought it would remove the finalizer from the application so that the resources that this application is managing
Mm.
will stay intact. And it was just like, you know, it wasn't working. It was using the orphan strategy that Kubernetes API
Mhm.
gives you,
Yeah, not the
but not the one from Argo CD that actually removes the finalizer. So, and that's where they shoot themselves really in the foot.
I'm I'm just curious about the use case. So that user would not have permissions to delete Argo CD application using application API?
They would have,
Oh,
they
they
would
would.
have, but
Mhm.
they for whatever reason they went into that resource tree
Mhm.
and wanted to delete the application in the resource tree.
Okay, then.
And then they thought like that this orphan non-cascading orphan delete would behave the same way as if they would delete it through the application overview, the list
Mhm.
tiles stuff, right? So
Isn't it possible to configure the fine grain ORBAC to avoid deleting resources in a specific application?
I think it's impossible.
Because we worked recently to improve the ORBAC specifically on the deletions, and now we have more. It's more granular. It is possible to provide more information and only allow deletions on specific apps, specific resources. So maybe the ORBAC can be improved to deny users from deleting the resource type application inside this specific apps, but allowing on the
yeah,
normal
but
application.
like it was it was an allowed thing for them to do, right? They could have deleted the application through the application tile, like pressing delete on the application.
Yeah, so to back on that, we can see from here, right? So this is the application. I'll go back to
I think we lost you.
okay, so this is the original behavior, right? So where you want to delete and then you get a resource. But when you click on the site, when you go to that same application, like here, then you can delete it. And you get a delete application on the same application instead of delete resource. So you can ideally delete it outside the way Jan is trying to say.
Yeah, I guess my question is this only UI improvement you folks are planning to
Yes.
suggest, or is there anything that can be done through RBAC? I'm asking because I'm being involved in a project at Intuit to prevent users from deleting resources by mistake. And even after adding, warnings, we still got some incidents. And the only way we found to address the problem is fine grain or back, and also implementing the new Argo City extension, the ephemeral access, to remove the permanent write access on production applications. So that's the way we see as an effective way to avoid incidents instead of just UI. UI didn't work as much for us.
Yeah, so for this suggestion is just UI because the delete behavior has already been taken care of the backend. But for the time being, I think it's we can try to get rid of the problem in hand with just the UI fix that won't really break anything or bring any, I think, big issues. And we can discuss more on changing or with your idea.
I think good improvement that at least it removes confusion about this orphan deletion, because it will really be, user will really be able to delete application without deleting child resources. Yeah. Okay, but I mean, I think we can discuss later, like, our bug changes, but no objections about UI, right? From anyone?
Okay, thanks. I'll stop sharing.
Thank you. So we need review, I guess, and review the pull request.
Yeah.
All right, I think to help the review, at least we can add a note and say, the approach was like discussed and no one had objections. Just need to look at the code.
Okay.
Okay, I want to move to next issue. Let me see.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
you can share this issue. It's not a new one, and it's not created by me. Seems like it's been around for a while. And if you scroll down, there is a pull request by Blake. Yeah, that one. So why I brought this back, I think that we have discussed it sometime in the past. So we have managed to reproduce the issue with an index log. I have also shared a couple of images in the pull request with some logs that show the exact the behavior of the service in terms of logging. So overall, what happens is that when the service receives a signal to stop, we're trying a graceful shutdown. In the meantime, Git might execute another command, and at some point, without finishing this command, the pod or the container is terminated, probably with a ckill event. So the Git log files are still there, but our service is restarting. So we have managed to reproduce this. Blake's PR in theory, is fixing that. We are going to test this, and me and Reggie are going to test it and verify that this is actually fixing the index lock. However, we found out that we experienced actually another lock. It's a head lock that Git actually is using this file again. We thought initially that this could be resolved while we're doing a checkout revision, because that's the first thing that is happening when we work with Git. However, after viewing Blake's PR, probably we can enhance it. And actually what we do with the index log, we can do exactly the same with the head log. So I want to bring this to the group as a discussion point to see if there's another way to resolve it. I think it's a good pattern to make sure that when we start the service, we make sure that everything is clean in terms of the repository. If there's another way to clean it completely, that would be okay, but I think this is okay. We're going to get back with some tests to verify that this is actually resolving the problem. And I think, yeah, that's overall the idea. I want to get like some approval or I don't know, opinions about this PR, and if it's okay to review and merge and maybe improve it with the same code. Actually, maybe we can make it a function and remove also the head.log file. I think that's it. Reggie, did I miss anything? You want to share or add to what I just said?
No, actually, I think this is the full picture. Thanks, Patroklos.
Okay. Yeah, that's it, guys.
Speak. I think, yeah, I mean, this thing, I mean, I mentioned that it only covers a subset of all possible states when Git can crash and leave the lock. So I think any enhancements would be welcome, because I still have a niggling feeling that, even if we enhance it for index lock or for head lock we still won't cover all our bases, but it's at least a start, and it would solve a lot of these issues. Probably not everything, but I'm always. I remember. I was discussing this. We were discussing in the previous meeting with Jan, and there was some. I remember there was some precedents, like GitLab had some where, like, there was some check that, like, in GitLab, that where, like, if the index lock was older than a certain age, just remove it. So that could also be some way of doing this as well. Like, if we see that the file hasn't been touched for whatever arbitrary time. But I think this is at least simple in that sense. So I'm all for enhancing this, in my opinion.
This actually will resolve the case when we have a pod restart, and we don't know yet if this is happening during normal runtime, like, there's nothing wrong with the pod, nothing is restarted. We haven't experienced this yet. I don't know if anyone else had the same problem while running the service. So the age might be a good idea, but I think it's almost immediate. I mean, it's just a restart, so probably the lock might be, a few seconds or a few minutes old. So I don't know if it would be like a huge help for that, but yeah, that can be also a fine-tuning idea.
I'm curious, why is even it index log file created? Is it when we execute git checkout?
I can say, Alex, like, one of our customers had this when they tried to check out a big ass repo. It owned, and then since the file system's still there, the container restarts, and then the lock is still present. So that's definitely a thing.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the case. Exactly.
I'm almost 100% sure we have this lots of code that ensures we only execute git checkout, whenever trying to do it in parallel. So index log never expected. Like in
Yeah, so we do have every checkout revision call is wrapped by our log. So if you mean this, then yes, we're okay on that area. We don't execute
Mhm.
checkout twice, but this is happening when checkout takes too long, and before completing and releasing the
Okay.
file log, the pod is restarted.
Mhm.
Actually, the container is restarted.
Container,
So it
yeah.
uses the
Yeah.
container. So the
Yeah.
container is using the same file system, and the same file system has already the log. So
Yeah.
even if it's a new service, a new container, it has the old file.
Mhm.
That's it's very edge case, but quite annoying if you have like big Git repos, or if for any given reason containers are restarting frequently
Yeah.
for any given reason.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I was just trying to see like, do we even need the date check? It sounds like I don't see a reason. I feel like
Oh yeah. I don't think that we need the date.
I don't
Just
think
remove the.
so. I don't think so because I think that the fact that we have a fresh service startup, which means a fresh container startup, and then the volume
Mhm.
has leftovers from the last time, I don't think that it matters whether those leftovers were created 2 seconds ago or 2 hours ago.
Mhm. I agree. That, yeah. So maybe yeah,
So
turn this from draft into yeah. I'm curious. Why is it draft? Like, is it?
It's
Yeah.
because I wanted someone to take a look at it, but it's just been lingering for
well,
a
we
while.
did,
But
we
yeah,
did.
Yeah.
I can undraft it. That's fine. 20.
Yes, so I think that we will be like shortly, probably a matter of a couple of days, in a position to test both this PR as is and even enhance it with the deletion of the headlock file exactly at the same place at this init.
Probably a better idea is go on the safe side and just delete all the directory, because Git have reasons for locking to prevent corruption of the repo, of the workspace and of the repo. We risk doing bad things if we, probably it's okay with index log, but head log is later renamed to actual file or actual directory. It's if we don't completely understand Git's logic, I think probably it's better not to just delete log files. What do you think?
You know, my gut feel is I think we understand index file. I have no idea about headlog file. Like I don't know when.
We have head logs, we have log files according to branch names.
Mhm.
It's logic that if we are not Git experts, probably it's
Mhm.
better just to delete it. Argo CD will recreate it when it needs.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess we
But
all agree that in any
I don't
case.
understand the
Sorry, go
argument
ahead,
here.
David.
So we're not Git experts, so we're deleting log files. Isn't it the opposite? We should only delete the log files if we really understand the outcome that it's going to have in the overall Git experience, right? Oh, so not sure if that's a good direction to go.
I I think Eugene was saying if we don't know, you know, like delete the whole repo and like just let it recreate from like the fresh state.
Check out.
Yep, exactly.
Oh, delete the whole repo. I heard deleting the log file. Okay.
Yeah, I think we all agree that when we have a new start of the service, we need a clean directory of Git directory. That's what I think we agree, all of us. So it's a matter of how we implement. Do we want to only delete the log files that are preventing us from doing a new checkout, or just remove the whole local Git repo and then have checkout, get a fresh copy? I think that's the argument or the question.
Yeah, I'm not sure in which moment of repo server this is seated. Keep in mind that we have very, very large monorepos, and there are some users that even check out their repos before even bootstrapping repo server at all, because it's so heavy to keep checking out the entire repo. They do that as a init container. So I'm not sure how this new logic
This was
will.
this was exactly why I was going for the index locks, because I mean Git would then do the job of verifying that, like in terms of fetching the index, it will do the job of, like when checking out to verify that the index is in a consistent state. Not equally sure about the hello, but I believe that's the same behavior, right? I mean, it will, like, if it checks out, it would check that the contents also are consistent. So I think that would also, like, I don't see a need to have to delete, because as you say, like with big monorepos, at best case, it's going to take a long time to recheck out. In worst case, if in the case that you mentioned, that kind of negates the benefits of, like this whole init container pattern that some people are using.
So is there no way to find out whether the lock file is actually legit or stale? Probably not, right?
I think it sounds like if we find it, it always stale.
Yeah, and
Especially during the restart.
Yeah.
yes,
I mean,
Usually.
stale.
at this stage, like when the repo server starts, and if it's there, then it's definitely
Okay,
Yeah.
not valid.
Just like even in the case when like the huge monorepo use case that was just brought up, I was just thinking about if like some people they use a volume mount to the repo server, right, to keep the repository between restarts of the repo server. So I was wondering what happens when that volume is shared by multiple replicas of the repo server.
I think it would not work then, like, because two multiple repo servers might decide to just git check out like different things.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say it's like not supported if it's really.
So basically then the chance of one replica having an index lock on that repository while the others restarting and thinks it needs to remove that lock is non-existing, right? So that shouldn't happen.
I think I was trying to say if someone actually do it and they have a volume that can be connected to two pods at the same time, that means I would say it's not supported because
Okay.
it is possible there are two repo servers trying to handle different commits on the same repo, and then they would be like in parallel, like one check out commit A and then start trying to generate manifests, and then someone else check out commit B and mess up the generation. So I would say it's like just not supported at all. And
They would competing each other, and probably they would see other problems before even reaching that stage. If you try to do two things in parallel, yes.
It could work if they are working with the same branch always.
yeah, but
You don't know that.
Lots of people work with same branch. It's like just a good pattern.
So I'm thinking for the case when someone mounts an external volume for the repo server in order to improve performance, in order to have a persistent Git clone copy that is persistent across repo server checkouts, repo server restarts, then it looks like for this case, maybe we cannot delete the whole directory, right? Because the user may not be expecting it to happen.
I think if we delete directory, that means there is a chance we kind of break things, because if user use this volume as a way to like pre-checkout repo, and then maybe it's so big that full checkout just never works, and then if we delete it, we kind of, there is a chance that user will need to manually recreate and add the repository to volume. But deleting index log file looks safe to me because there is a chance. I see, that the problem happened many times when index log file stuck on the disk on a file system because maybe Git died. Yeah, sorry, I'm mumbling, but I guess that looks safe to me. And deleting whole repository, I feel like opens more possibilities of like something can go wrong.
Yeah, I agree.
So where do we go from here? I undrafted it now. So what
Yeah.
what are the next steps? Do we merge this
Like I
and
think,
then, or
as
then
already said, we can test it during the next couple of days, and we will follow up on the pull request,
okay,
and we can continue over there. Okay.
sounds good.
Cool. Thank you so much, guys. We can go to the next again.
Thank you. All right, the next one is Redis without environment variables.
Can I share screen?
Yeah, sure. Good.
Just a moment. Do you see it?
Yes.
So I reviewed that patch. We have talked about this patch at the previous meeting, I think. Unfortunately, Mangal, that author of this PR, isn't present just now. It's the idea that Argo CD has trouble passing some security audits, security reviews, because we are using Redis password from the environment variable. The idea to put this into files instead of environment variables. It's Redis password, Sentinel password. And as you see, the page, it was at the previous meetings, it was suggested to you to the author to create configuration to modify Argo CD configuration file manifests to support this feature, and it has grown immensely. It's lots of files have changed because essentially we have several problems with that. We have to change Argo CD itself to support this functionality, and we have to support backwards compatibility with passwords. So we have to delete from the manifest the statement environment that is read from environment variable that is injected from the Redis secret. We have to patch Redis to support this functionality. So because Redis, as it exists now, it uses environment to get password. Its password, especially problematic. It's with Redis HA because we use the upstream Helm manifest from Dandy developer. It has several scripts. They use environment, just liveness check, health check, init, and so on. So he tried to solve all those problems, and he succeeded to solve all the problems. It was a working version, but it has a lot of modification. Essentially, he added lots of overlays to fix all manifests. Essentially, you have to change several customization files to add to uncomment overlays to get to change process environment. You have to add patches on code of Redis HA. Just this, it's copied code and added some code to read it from files instead of environment variables. So what I suggested is to split this patch to several parts. To start from introducing this functionality to Argo CD and then work and also other goals like introducing it to Redis and try to get upstream Helm. Also of the upstream Helm chart to get to support reading password from files instead of environment variables. What do you think? Because I think it's very problematic to accept such a big patch.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, do we, well, this, I mean, I understand what it's trying to do, but like, it seems like a lot of work for not a great benefits. Just my opinion.
Exactly. It's a very edgy use case, but it's immense change. So I suggested to first of all, because it's a real need. If Argo CD cannot pass some security audit, it cannot be used in some production configuration, especially some enterprise valuable customers. So I suggested to start from changing Argo CD. So with manual configuration, it can be used. With manual configuration, manual changes to manifest, and then go on and see how we can simplify this.
I feel like even if we support changes in Argo CD, then user can just install Redis themselves. Like they can just
Exactly.
Yeah, and then it just document it and say, yeah, I don't think doesn't necessary to change it for everyone by default. Just make it possible to at least switch Argo CD, and I think we don't care. Like, I mean, it's equally easy to read from environment variable or from a file, but all the Redis changes seems to be super problematic.
Okay.
I think it's a good suggestion. Yeah, to just suggest to
could you write it to the protocol?
even to the pull request itself or a document?
To document.
Sure. Yeah, I can. Yeah, I
Okay,
can
thank you.
add a comment here.
I
Alright.
think there's a comment on the same peer. So now the files changed on that peer is just you. I think there's a last update from Mangal 3 years ago saying that he has updated this peer to include only the required code changes for this feature, and then he'll create a separate peer for the documentation and manifest updates.
That's what I suggested to start from code
Yeah.
and the documentation about those code changes, about those environment variables, and then probably continue to the manifest or Helm repo, Argo CD community Helm.
Cool.
Right. And I just realized we just ran out of time, so we don't have time to discuss two remaining issues, but yeah, I'll move them to the next meeting list of issues. All right. Thanks for presenting this one. And I think, yeah, we're good for today. Can stop meeting.
All right. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Take care.
Thank you.
Yeah.